to another episode here with Rosie, your realtor. Today we have Claudia Diaz from Finance of America Mortgage. Hi, Claudia.
Hi, thank you, Rosie, for having me.
Yes, of course. Thanks for coming on. I know, I know that probably the biggest talk, which I know we're not going to talk much about, but the biggest talk right now in lending is the interest rates, right?
Yes.
Lots of changes, really changing purchasing power for buyers right now, and definitely changing, well, the market. We're seeing a big change right now.
Absolutely.
Oh, yes. So again, thank you. And Claudia, tell me a little bit about yourself.
Sure. I've been in the business about 20 years. My career started in banking. So I was working previously in the banking industry for about 10 years. Then I fell in love with, doing real estate loans. Then I hopped over to this field, and 20 years later, I'm still doing it. And I truly love my job because it's so rewarding to be able to help, first-time home buyers buy their first home or even their second home. And now being 20 years in the business, I get to help their kids or other family members, and I've seen them grow over the years. So that's really a nice treat.
Very cool. Yeah, sounds full circle, huh?
Yes, for sure.
Very cool. Well, I know you already, obviously, we kind of already talked about you being in the lending industry, but tell me a little bit about more, what you specialize, the different products.
Yeah, absolutely. So my niche is more first-time home buyers. As I mentioned, I've been in the business 20 years. So like 12 years ago when Cal Hafa was not very well known, I was the first one in my office to explore that program because I thought to myself, how can I help these families become homeowners? Some of them didn't have savings or family members to give them a gift. So I needed really to shift my way of how to reach out to that market that was underserved. And so that's where I embraced Cal Hafa. And here we are. I'm still actually helping some clients with that program. But what's so nice about that is that over the years, those same clients are sitting on 100, 200, 300,000 in equity. And now I'm helping them manage that debt and saying, okay, look, how about we take some money out, buy property number 2, or maybe sell it and now transfer those funds into that neighborhood you originally wanted to be in, or buy that big home you originally wanted to buy. So it's nice to see that transition. And so I think that's where I fell in love with really assisting those first-time home buyers. I also love helping the first generation first-time home buyers. I have a lot of millennials who are telling me, I am the first one in my family to own a home. I have no clue what I'm doing. So I almost feel like their mom. Yeah, I feel like their mama. And I'm like, okay, let me hold your hand. This is what to do, what not to do. And it doesn't stop there. After we close a transaction, I try to reach out again and have them make sure they follow up on renewing their insurance policy to make sure they have the right coverage, exploring a living trust. Most people are not aware they have to protect that biggest asset and how. There are tons of ways. And so my job doesn't stop there, So I think that's where my niche product is first-time home buyers, because that's my passion, to help families become a first-time home buyer.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Yeah. And I know, I think I'd agree with you. It's very underserved. Most people, most lenders, even realtors are guilty. They just want that quick sale, right? Who has the money down? Who's ready to go? And I would say probably for a lot of your clients, these last few years have probably been discouraging because it's been cash deals, multiple offers, and it's like, oh, why deal with that when we have these? But me personally, obviously I focus more on listings, but I'm definitely starting to see that again. The activity has greatly slowed down. And recently I was very shocked on a pretty higher end home to see down payment assistance and those first time buyer programs. So I would tell those clients that maybe I've been feeling discouraged, hang in there, like there's a light at the end of the tunnel, it's coming. If you've been trying to buy, it's coming, but definitely, the market is shifting to more, I don't know if it's going to necessarily just be balanced or more buyer friendly, but with the interest rates rising, prices going, we've kind of hit that wall, right? People that were looking here, now they have to look here, and while prices went up. So definitely seen a lot of price adjustments, home sitting on the market. So that'll definitely help you, right?
Yeah. And what I've also seen is a lot of my clients who purchased are now exploring reverse mortgage. So with the reverse mortgage, they're able to access a line of credit. And now most people, especially in the Hispanic community, oh, when I pass away, I'm going to leave you this house, split it between everybody. But why wait till then? You can do it now. You can get a line of credit and do that distribution now. And now those kids can be a first-time home buyer with 15, 20% down. So that's the new market that I'm seeing right now, as far as the clients that I serviced a while back. Now they've met the criteria to qualify for reverse mortgage too.
Interesting. Well,
Yeah.
very cool. Very cool. Well, and I'm sure you'd agree, your first time buyers typically need a little bit more hand holding, more
Yeah.
educating. So it definitely takes a special gift for someone to really specialize in that. I mean,
Yes.
I don't know if I ever shared with you, I was on a launching team for River Park.
Oh, okay.
There's that huge master plan community here in
Yes.
Oxnard. And one of the projects I was on was actually the affordable homes, which by no means were affordable, but less than the rest. But it was all first time buyers, right? A lot of first generations, a lot of Hispanics, and definitely a lot of educating, a lot of work, but it is rewarding. It was absolutely very rewarding to see these people purchase home that otherwise wouldn't have been able to.
Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Yeah, very cool. Anything you want to touch on the interest rates or the market? Anything else you want to add?
Yeah, I have a lot of clients who, especially, the younger generation that, they were accustomed to hearing 2%, 3%. So when they say hear 6%, they're like, wow, no, that's too expensive. But in reality, I mean, when I got into the business in 2008, I was offering 9% interest rate. And people were like clicking their heels like, woohoo, this is great. Because prior
Yeah.
to that, rates were as high as 15, 18%. So we're just accustomed to hearing that. But once I educate them and we look at, what the rates have done over the history of 20, 30 years, it's still very cheap to borrow money today. And when you look at the comparisons of renting a home for $3,500, and that could be possibly your mortgage, it's a no-brainer, right? And then you're creating wealth for your next, family, like your kids, right? Because once you pay down that home, that allows you to maybe fund their education or pull some money out so they can buy their home.
Right.
It's a win-win situation. I always tell them, would you rather pay your landlord's mortgage or your own mortgage? There's never a perfect time. If you can afford the payment now and it's comfortable, remember, this loan is not forever. It's a temporary vehicle to get into your home. In the future, you can refinance. And history has told us with a recession, mortgage rates drop eventually right after. So we may experience another refi boom in about 2 more years. So my clients today, I'm like, ignore the rate. Are you comfortable with the payment? I'll add you to my VIP list, and then I'll definitely be the first one to call you once the rates start coming down. We can shave off $300 to $500 from your mortgage payment, obviously depending on what the rates are looking at it and values. But we still see an appreciation of values in the near future. There's just not enough inventory, as you know. And
absolutely.
They're saying it's taking builders another 8 to 10 years just to keep up with the growing population. So the demand is still going to be there.
Absolutely. Well, I saw a statistic the other day of like how many people are born every day, right? What are we adding to the population, and how many homes are being built? And there was quite the discrepancy of being built to being born. And another thing I wanted to add, because you kind of touched on the rent, I don't think people realize how big of a difference that is, right? So for example, if somebody's paying $3,000 on a house, because some people are already renting a house and they don't realize that that's $36,000 in 1 year. 1 year. You use that towards your mortgage, it makes a difference, because people are always saying, well, should we wait till rates go down? No, buy now. Like over time, the market always goes up. Get it when you can. But or someone will say, oh, I'll rent for 1 or 2 more years. Well, 2 years at 3,000, that's a lot of money. So absolutely, if they could get the down payment assistance or squeeze in at the minimum, always recommend it. Absolutely, especially for those first time buyers. So Claudia, tell me, if somebody wanted to contact you directly, what's the best way to get a hold of you?
Oh, my cell phone. It's 818-970-9496. You have my business card up. Yes, that's the best number to reach me, or text me. You can also email me. I have a team that works with me. So, someone will be available to take their call.
Perfect. I know we hardly have landlines anymore. Everybody's like, call the cell. And if you do email her, I would say still call just in case, because
Absolutely.
we get so bombarded with emails that you never know where it's going to go.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah, for sure. So awesome. Well, Claudia, and those of you watching, especially if you are a first time buyer, I would encourage you to reach out to someone that's actually been doing this even through these last couple very difficult years, because when the market changes, it's very easy for a lender to say, oh, I do first time buyer programs now, right? But to find someone that actually has a passion for it, has been doing it day in, day out for especially these last few years, I would say, pick that person, the person that actually wants to help you and not just
Yes.
always do the easy deal. So,
Yes.
well, awesome. Well, Claudia, thank you so much for joining us. I really appreciate your time, and always here to help in any way I can as well.
Absolutely. Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
My pleasure.